Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Normally I'm very animated and loud. How's my mic volume? I'll tell you why in a second. Is this bad or is this good? I've got a story about Sternlight defending gating down Starwood REITs. And the reason why I'm being quiet, there's a gentleman next to me working really hard. He's on a meeting and I'm trying to be respectful. Good news is he says he watches all the videos. So I think we're good. Look, we got some news out of CNBC. Let me know how my mic is before I start going. Make sure everyone can hear me because I'm just literally holding this bad boy up right here. All right, a year ago, I talked about REITs and why, in my opinion, it was not very good. Thanks, Doug. Because I said they're going to have severe issues inside of real estate investment trusts, and people are going to start pulling their money out. And they're going to have a difficult time. Now, Starwood Capital Group CEO Barry Sternlight is coming out and defending his decision to cap how much investors could pull from his real estate fund. And it's not just Sternlight. We've had stories in the recent past about BlackRock limiting the amount of people or the amount of money you could pull from their fund. You see, right now, real estate is collapsing, and the more and more people that understand this, they're starting to get nervous and they're pulling funds. Akin to a banking crisis, like a bank run, this is going to severely hurt funds. I talk about some other funds, but they just want to come out and sue me because that's what they do. That's what they're good at. They're not good at bringing shareholder value, but they're great at suing people. All right, we're good. It says right here, Barry Sternlight, Starwood Capital Group chairman and CEO, defended his decision to cap how much money investors could pull from his real estate fund amid mounting losses and redemption requests. With all the hysteria in the media, people are saying, I want to get out now and I'll come back in later when the coast is clear. So he took a very tough decision. Sternlight said on CNBC Squawk Box on Wednesday, I decided that for the benefit of the 80% of people who'd never redeemed, we would slow down redemptions. We hope this is going to be a 6-month thing, I want you to remember that a year and a half ago when I put out a warning, actually it was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where I said, if you don't refinance right now, back me up, Doug. He's one of the people that went out and refinanced his loan. He got into a great loan. He got into a very low rate. I said, you're never going to get this rate for quite some time after the dust settles. A lot of people went and refinanced their homes, saved a ton of money, took that savings. They bought gold and silver. They bought some Bitcoin. They saved lots and lots of money, right? I was mocked for some of these calls. I was mocked for like the call on the REITs. As a matter of fact, one of the larger REITs in the nation, the guy that runs it is out there on a rampage trying to sue everybody for libel. And now he's finally turned around and said, you know what, I'm going to show you how this is going to be the greatest collapse in the world. And I'm going to show you how to make money from it. Because what he's trying to do is calm down his investors and bring in new investors to back up the bad trades. Well, this REIT that right now is their Sternlight, that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying, look, 80% of the people don't want their money. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe that. Type 1 if you think that's false. Because if 20% of the people are trying to redeem their money, there's probably a way out of that situation. I have a feeling it's a lot more than that. But a lot of people are about to find themselves all that money completely gone. And the reason why is it's not backed up by the Federal Reserve. By the FDIC. It's not insured. And this is one of those buyer beware situations. And this is why it's so vitally important. You know, I met a subscriber, an amazing subscriber, and he's got some pretty awesome fintech deals going on. And I said, just make sure you don't have all of your money in one thing. You want to be more equally balanced. Even though I got some info on this, it sounds like an amazing opportunity. But you could have the most amazing company. And you've heard the story about how one of the companies I'm a part of raised $24 million a couple weeks before Lehman Brothers. Everything that they were doing was amazing. That money was pulled so fast, their head spun. Because when other industries collapse, other companies in your industry collapse, everything becomes hard because everyone, let's say Sternlight is an amazing REIT. They're doing everything right. Just the fact that investors want to pull out because they're hearing and seeing and feeling all of this crap going on in the markets, even if they're doing a great job, they may have a hard time raising more funds as well. Even if their company is great. See, this is what happens when an entire industry crumbles because of a few bad apples, right? We've seen that with Lehman Brothers. It was one bank, two bank, three banks, then it's Washington Mutual, then it's other banks, bigger banks, and then it finally gets into Lehman Brothers. It's a contagion effect. So again, Barry Sternlight's saying, I hope it's just a 6-month thing. Well, I've already told you that the Fed is about to lower rates, and they're going to do it for political reasons. Please understand this. The Canadian central bank just lowered rates 25 basis points, and I'm going to tell you this right now because I could care less what all these other pundits are saying. You're going to see at most 3 25 basis point cuts. This is going to be smoke and mirrors. Right now, our government, think about this. And if this enrages you, type 3. You are seeing a moment where the Treasury is issuing new bonds to take that money and go buy the failing bonds. They're because, and this is why I say it's failing, because not only are they worth less because interest rates have gone up, but other countries are no longer buying our bonds. So now the government is the buyer of last resort. This is absolutely insanity. Now, rates are actually coming down a little bit, but I just saw a news headline stating that rates are coming down, bond yields are coming down, but it's not good this time. The reason why they're talking about that is the reporter is showing you that people get it now. They're like, the dollar is fake, countries are walking away, and we are in a moment where now we are the buyer of last resort, our government. The Federal Reserve will ultimately be the buyer of last resort, and they're hoping that they get the right president in, because if they get a president that doesn't want to up their charter or tells them you can stick it, as far as your balance sheet, I don't care how big it is, you can eat what you killed, and they killed the dollar. They're freaked out about it. So they're going to put out 3 25 basis point cuts, probably starting 2 months from now. And I'll put my reputation on that line. So obviously you see how I dress and talk and act, I could give a rip. All right, so it says here the investor's $10 billion Starwood real estate. Here, hold on. I got to advertise for myself. Pre-filming discount for the Mortgage Master and Mortgage Master 2.0. So if you want to start getting ready for this, you want to learn all about the mortgage industry, how to make yourself look like a rock star and get yourself up to the position where when you walk into a bank, they're going to give you money because you have set aside your lifestyle and done something that no one else has. Check that thing out. All right. It says here in a letter to shareholders. Oh, wait, let me stand by. The investor's $10 billion Starwood Real Estate Income Trust, which invests in multifamily, industrial, and office properties, that's what hopefully you're all going to buy when this thing comes collapsing down, has suffered from steep declines as it became difficult to refinance loans in light of the Federal Reserve's aggressive rate hikes. Well, any moron could have told you that, because I did. I'm sort of a tool. In a letter to shareholders I'm joking, I'm not a tool, like the whole toolbox. On May 23rd, Starwood introduced new restrictions that cap monthly withdrawals at 0.33% of net asset value. Can you say total crap? That's just total crap. You can withdraw less than 1% of what you have invested with us. Solid. Compared with the previous 2% limit, because this isn't new. They've already started limiting people, right? Meanwhile, the firm also decided to waive 20% of its management fee. Isn't that nice? We're going to stop ripping you off for a second. Hopefully that's just a 6-month thing. We get right back to ripping you off. Sternlight said that, or Sternlicht, I don't care, said he decided to implement the cap to protect loyal clients who never redeemed, which represents 80% of his investors, according to the letter. I feel like actually getting to see a live stream right now. I didn't even read the article beforehand. Sorry, you're not in the camera, just so you know. All right, so I wasn't kidding. I was trying to be nice to the nice gentleman next door. He was having a meeting, but he's not anymore. It says the real estate asset class is probably the biggest victim of the unintended consequences of his actions. Oh, and they're referring to Fed monetary policy. So just so you guys know, this is 100% plan. Happens every 7 to 10 years. This happens to be a 100-year cycle. That's why you saw interest rates go big. But they went big on a percentage basis, slow enough to actually cause a first wave of inflation, meaning that people go, hey, things are getting expensive, I should buy more, causing buying pressure. And then they start to really freak out because it took so long. You get smacked in the face with the reality of the PPI and those kind of things. All right, listen, the fact of the matter is Ninja's not a big fan of REITs. I'll be a big fan of municipal bonds as everything collapses. Those are muni bonds are going to be awesome after you see a bunch of them default. I know it sounds crazy. Why would the Ninja get into something after it defaults? Is because guess what? The sun will come out tomorrow, and don't you get me singing. I'm awesome. All right, I hope you got something out of that. If you guys want to take advantage of the pre-filming discount, it's there below. And I hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out. I didn't want to put you on camera. Sorry. You're good. Right on, man.